waiting the National Executive Council and the Salon People's Party can do. Tell me more about the mandates of NEC and how powerful it be.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's just make some small correction. NEC is the second highest decision-making body. The highest decision-making body is the National Delegates Conference.
Okay.
We made up of about 1,060 delegates there. The second highest decision-making body is the National Executive Council. We made up about 266 delegates there. Then come out to the National Executive Officers there. However, the National Executive Officers, they are all members of NEC, former members of Parliament are members of NEC, current members of Parliament are members of NEC. Then you get the district chairman, women's leader, and secretaries, they're all members of NEC plus the region. So normally, between we don't get with delegate conference, the constituency, the annual delegate conference will be held one annually. One for undertake, we can normally go ahead and convey NEC. So NEC they ratify that decision there, and NEC give the mandate to the national executive officers there for carry on their behalf. So when we meet in February 7 this year, the National Delegate Conference, wherein His Excellency Julius Maada duly announced a Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Jallow, for continuous running mate. The resolutions with the National Delegate Conference be do was that he give the directive as national officer and say for draft guidelines with the guide the process of selecting candidates for members of parliament and local councils. So he give that mandate they say for draft the guidelines, and after we don't draft them, we're not going to use them. We have to take it to NEC, discuss it, and fully implement them as the guidelines. So immediately after that meeting, they also give the mandate say at that meeting they for do replacement of party officers. We don't die in between the last elections to the present before the next election, so we'll forget after we mandate expire. So when we meet at NEC, before the NEC, the National Executive Sidon, we do the draft guidelines, not to rules and regulations, of course. If not rules and regulations, you go to PPRC, but something for guide we in the process of selecting candidate for we parliamentary and local council elections. So we take that guidelines there, we can go to NEC, we go discuss them, NEC go look at them critically, then agree with we, and some corrections the way they make. After they done again, they approve them, and we approve them by a resolution, where the resolution also has been drafted and signed and is now part of the authority of the party. In that guidelines, they would only out clearly how we go for involve the party grassroots in the process of selecting. This is a district block system. Everybody be the talk them, but don't they go around say the jogger for select names and they sell them to we don't make the list. But it doesn't work like that in the SLPP, because the SLPP is structured right from the base of the country. Wherein we get in the provinces, we get sectional executives, we get chiefdom executive, we get constituency executive, we get district executive, regional executive, the national executive. That's hierarchy. In the urban centers, we get zonal executive, come to the constituency, district, then the national officer. So one, let everybody get a feel of the process. Let they own the process. So at the end of the day, when we go to those districts for campaign, everybody will come on board and make sure, say, whosoever get for make the list on behalf of the Australian People's Party, they had the opportunity for take part in that decision-making body. So which is why, in terms of selecting, we say people have to go down there and consult with them, talk to them, and what we call in the waiting system. So they will meet, they sit down for compromise. So for example, in a particular district, the district block system, they call, say, for submit a list of, where you have like 10 constituencies, you have to submit like not less than 20 names. You can do 21 or 22, but not less than 20, meaning first 10 when are the immediate one, then the 10 when are the alternate, because we're not going for the get by-elections anymore. So if we get districts and now, the numbers, they don't plenty past that one day, we have to go and sit everybody down and try for talk to them, say this is about the SLPP, this is about winning the district, let's have a compromise together. So they will discuss them right from the one day where they involve, bring the sections together, the chiefdoms and the constituency together as it were before, then to the district, we'll discuss them. We say it's not possible, they will say, okay, we will do a small primary and we constitute a delegate structure for them primaries and the delegate structure for them primaries and we decide say for bring a new innovation, in fact, in this process right now. Before, for example, we will get the constituency them, now only, for example, chiefdom executive and constituency executive be the take part in their primaries and now we even select the section, the back camp, let they send the representative, because get executives and let they bring and the women's leader, the young generation, the chairman, let they say Kanyegi and the part of the decision-making process. So at the end of the day, now they will able to spearhead the campaign in those areas. Right. They will sweep the entire district.
All right.
Right. So they can look more into the guidelines as to how the Salon People's Party get for pick the one they will for the list under the PR system. But let me look at one major thing will happen over the weekend. Now on a NEC meeting gets for do with the campaign team, because we they go into the elections now. Just about 2 months to the elections, so I don't go determine that's and get for champion on a campaign team. Firstly, let me just start for the listeners that we viewers them know how una agree on who that's for dinner certain positions. As una don't go name them over the weekend. How una be reach the conclusion?
Okay, thank you very much. Also at that last delegate conference, the national delegate will be mandatory for those set up the structures here. This of course are just an ad hoc structure. We will dissolve immediately after the elections. So the mandates now from the day we will appoint them to June 24 after the elections, because we're not gonna forget on for the win, of course. So immediately the elections done, then this particular committee will not be dissolved. They will not done the work. So apparently we'll go for that meeting. We get the composition of the committees. Them we decide say let people that nominate from the floor, the respective people that for serve as a chairman. The chairman they just there for coordinate. So for example, we started for example the Manifesto committee. Somebody nominated from the North American region. Say Mr. Jacob Safa, who has been former Secretary General of the party. We don't get hindsight with regards all the activities of the new direction before 2018 and throughout 2018. You understand the issues that we want for concentration and everything. There's your chair, the process. So he's going to be assisted in that work by Honorable Alaji Mohamed Koroma, who was former vice presidential candidate. They also get Fodiba Dabo. Then we get Hannah Aisata Makati, a woman. They will get Honorable Segepo Thomas. Then we get Mrs. Roslyn Satu Sewo. Those are the 5 members that we then nominate on the floor. But they also get the authority for co-opt more members and for them come on board as and when they're available and the expertise called for. So if we deal with sector areas, then we could bring down people that we then get expertise in the area of agriculture, in the area of education, the different sectors, and they say we can contribute to that manifesto. Then we come to, for example, the fundraising committee. We are in people and say since we can a government, it's not a finance, it's a fundraising. We still fair money. So we decided say the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Fatima Badabio, since the party can have power, not only as First Lady, she's been involved in all fundraising activities for the party. The one last year, he decided he come on board, say the party need forget to stand in front. He organized a dinner na Bintumani Conference Center for the party, in which able to raise some good amount of money for the party. We don't give to the party now, you don't use as a basis and seed money for undertake activity. So we say let's continue the activities there for raise the fund, and should be assisted in that work by Honorable C.D. Tunis, Mr. Philip Kanu, Mr. Amara Rogers, with more members to be co-opted as they need them. Then we also get the Legal Affairs Committee, we headed by Anthony Brewer, who happens to be the legal one of the party. He's been the face of the legal representation of the party for the longest. So he come, then they select head, and he will be assisted by another very senior colleague, Winner Banja Tijansi, then Musa Mewa, Madam Tuma Jabi, and Mr. Sawane. They will get the public relations. The public relations, now for the reach out for talk to the public and all that stuff. So the fittest person with the delegate conference, they say, the next it's not that possible. Mohamed Rahman Swari, who happens to be the Minister of Information, because he's been within the media landscape the longest. You understand the environment. You understand whether for send, for talk, waiting for talk, when for talk, and waiting for do. So he will be assisted in that work by Dr. Memunatu Pratt and Honorable Tawa Conte, then Mr. Emmanuel Giali, then Mr. Sandy. So we also get a welfare committee who will say with deputy chairman of the party, Alaji Kalon, because during the campaign, welfare issues will come up and everything. We need a committee who will go to respond to that one day. And Honorable Alaji Kalon, and he head that committee, who is the deputy chairman of the party, and also will be assisted by 3 women then, more to be co-opted, Honorable Makoa, Honorable Meros Kamitin, then Mrs. Aisatu Denke Timbu. Then we come say, let's talk about the reconciliation committee. What do you mean by this? This is a committee who, if we say, they go for there as a standby committee. If we get any fallout with regard to the selection of candidate for representative, this committee go there as a standby committee for talk to them, reconcile them. They also, many of our brothers, they don't stay aside quietly, who are coming back to the party for reconcile them with the one day we don't do and left. So we say, who don't go fit for do that one day? But no less, but the former chairman and leader of the party and the person of John Oponjo Benjamin We don't be Minister of Finance, we don't be chairman of the party. He understands the party in and out, south, east, north, and west. So the other person who go assist her in that work, Dr. Alpha Uri, Honorable Veronica Kadisisi, Honorable Bintu Myers, and Professor Lawrence Kamara. So those are the committees that will set. We next set. We're responsible for coordinating. Then, of course, they get a campaign committee, which is going to be headed by the national campaign chairman, national chairman of the party, Dr. Alex Presadi, twice Secretary General of the Australian People's Party, under Tijan Kaba. We lead the secretariat for let Tijan Kaba win and also win the second term. They come again as deputy leader of the party. They come as leader of the party, bring Kamara Biuna power. So the fittest person will next say, well, this time around, let it be the face of the campaign, and it will be going to be assisted by all the national officers and many other people they go for the co-ops in that group. They will go for get various district teams when a district campaign structures them. Each district, they forget a head and everything. You're going to injure just for provider leadership day, as it's been doing, providing leadership for the party. So that structure they now don't put in place, and we believe say this structure are very much formidable and good, and it will deliver the result come 2024.
So in as much
June
as
24.
you don't state clearly say nominations them then go do over the weekend for let una determine who that's for all certain position. Yeah. Also from where una list come out of them people and the way the party don't pick say now then go for day before the campaign business. Question on the come out some names them again where they not see we be done active before, where they not see appear again na the list. Waiting at the problem with some of them. For example, the National Publicity Secretary of the Ceylon People's Party, Lai Lawrence Lima. Now one person where plenty people on the ask say he was active na the past election. This trip a name drop.
He's the PRO of the party. I've been active in the SLPP all this while. I'm the Secretary General of the party. Me not in any of the committee there. Because I'm the Secretary General at the pass through. So all the national officers there, this is it. All the national officers are part of the committee then they. Because you have to go any meeting of those committees and they can invite any national officer, okay, dedicate any national officer. And we are going to be doing the supervision. Now we go for the go around for see how they work and everything. Or else if you don't see Umaru Napoleon Koroma again as chairman of a committee here. But the chairman of the campaign committee will put on it specifically because we believe, say, this time around the campaign is going to be spearheaded because our district block system. We want to have our district executives working. We want to have all our party structure effectively. And the one way to be active, as you say in the last election, they are all also very much active. Some of them, if you don't start long ago, they are ahead, and they are going to be part of this committee, whether they are chairman or not. It's everybody's work. Everybody's going to be on board. Honorable Lawrence Lahai Lima is the PRO of the party, is a national officer, and he will be part of the process going forward.
If you listen to the program, you listen to Good Morning Salon, and at the program this morning, we get the National Secretary General for the Salon People's Party, Umaru Napoleon Koroma, when they talk about the structures them when they don't put in place ahead of the June elections. Now, let me look at the guidelines them where you earlier start for talk about, say una don't put together guidelines them on how una get for award symbols to people them. You start for talk and then you go to the structures of the party, especially when now the block system, understanding of these systems very, people still try for understand them. So waiting at the guidelines we the SLPP don't put in place for give symbols to people.
Right. Thank you very much. Yeah, we still try for educate membership, but thank God we still get quite sizable number within very management position of the party where they don't use this process in 1996 and they used them back in 2002, specifically the district block system. We get the chairman of the party who was Secretary General at that time. We get many other people them, so we understand exactly what it means. But this time around, because a lot of dynamics don't change, like I told earlier, we decided we're going to start the process from the base. Each district, of course, the executive then they did how we don't decide or we don't divide the party structures. They are going to start from the base. They do the weighting system. They then get the candidate, the aspirant. Okay, the first thing first we got to do, candidates and everybody who interested for be selected as a candidate, both for parliament, local council. They have to apply to the district. You go for write your application. In that application, we have a declaration form we don't fill. In that declaration form, we don't put the certain questions in where they undertake, say they're correct. You got for say, for example, say you are Israelian. For a member of parliament, you're above 21 years of age. You're not ever involved in any criminal offenses. You're not ever disqualified or any law for take part in election. They also affirm, say, this is an internal process, and you promise for abide by them. Then in an event you're not selected, you undertake, say, you will still support the party going forward. So if you're willing, you come with your application, with your CV, you registration for you membership na the party, then you give the district. The district they compile all that list with all the information and they send out to the secretariat. The secretariat will now publish the list of all the one who don't apply. Like we don't publish the list of all who don't apply. Then we get a screening committee inside the guidelines we don't form. We call our screening, consensus building, and election. So the first stage, there they go now. We then listen, they give them. They go sit down at then district headquarters. Then they call them. How many people don't apply, Mr. A, Madam B, Madam C, all kind of. They get a face-to-face with them. Now you apply, now you name this yes. They go advice, now you name this yes. Now you document this yes. Now you clearance this yes. So you qualify, you meet all the documentation requirement, they lay aside. Then they get an engagement with you. We don't get an engagement with you. Then they call the other candidates. We don't know, don't talk to them. They say, okay, now this is the situation. Based on all we don't can screen, I will feel say, example, asthma for B number 1, maybe for B number 2. Example, APC na listen na example they make. Not to SLPP them. so we don't do that. Then the person go say, okay, based on myself down say I be only come up, but I really feel say this why I get more weight past me. Then the number 1, me go the number 2. Because I never know tomorrow if anything happen within that area there, me say go come up. Then that's a consensus. No problem. But if they say, no, myself, if I me for the number 1, me for the number 1, this, that, they will say, okay, we not argue. When I can't go into small primaries, they will bring out the structure. We not the delegate composition, the electoral college. They will bring out the sectional executive, 3 people there. Will bring out the chief of executive, the representative then. They will bring out the constituency, everything. They can't vote. Who they can't vote, maybe they go give you more pass this wire, then they give the percentage. They come to the district, but the district will look at them. Then they say, they from there, they send them to the national. They say, this we don't do. So the national now they look at and say, okay, indeed, the people that all cannot be wrong from that point to this point, reaching to we, they will say, okay, this person I go the number 1, this one go the number 2. They will say, go call now for say, do ya. That's what the people that also accept them. So that's what is going to happen. In so doing, also, we have to be very, very much mindful, of course, of the electoral laws. Now we get that out of every 3 candidates we choose, you can forget 1 woman. And I go please for inform you, say as far as parliamentary thing is concerned, we don't get very, very formidable woman. In fact, some area then we don't get more woman. They don't come up pass. If you can imagine, like along the street, we will not take time now. Now so woman they go did.
Let me look at the timeline from now. I mean, elections just about 2.5 months from now. Mm-hmm. When are the timeline for make una submit all the lists of people we go get for 114 up for member of parliament then?
Next, we don't pull the timetable between 18th April to 28th of April. I think then process is there for them come. We say we do nominations then. But I'll just go to quick something. Inside the guidelines also, we get the terms of the application with the documents for brinker and the money way for pay. So for we, the members of parliament them, they pay 4 million leones or 4,000 leones. Now a commercial, the local commercial bank account with the number in the guidelines. Than for members of parliament. Monday. So what we do like how we do in 2018, all female aspirants then, with they get intention for run, we don't exempt them from the payment of fees because these are part of the processes that women they say economically they are challenged for come forward for them position in the. So in 2018 we make sure say the party exempt women from paying the fees. So the same guidelines back again, NECDO approve and say, as long as you know a female aspirant, you go for the position, you know they pay any application fees, both at as a member of parliament and as councillor. So for the councillors, them we say 500 leones, 500,000 leones or 500 new leones. Now for councillors. Then for council chairman and mayors, they pay 2 million leones. There again, any woman where they go for councillor, when a woman, we exempt them from payment. Any woman will go for mayor or district council chairman, we exempt them from making that payment. So we don't exempt them. But the timeline they we don't put now, the district executive, they don't begin. Since Saturday, we come on Cambia, they don't begin work immediately. They don't call meetings, they don't start the process. Then I don't send yesterday to them, the guidelines then, the declaration forms then, and the application process as I talk to you now. If they on calls, you don't start, they would expect, say, by the 1st of April, they will not get all the applications then, compiler and submit them to the National Secretariat. When we get on the 1st of April, they will go into the next phase of the process. We intend to say Danny Bag will take a very short while for complete. Then they come now to the final process when the National Secretariat for do the compilation, sign them according to the 2000 2022 Public Elections Act, which will be signed by the authorities the way the act make provision for. They will submit under the ECSL.
So the one them we go for, is that a committee we responsible solely for the awarding of symbols?
Like I say, not one specific committee. So you go for start, like I say, the first committee when I the screening and the consensus building committee election, then they start the process. We don't start the process, then they come with them up. We reach back at the national level, a team get for sit around now. So it's not one single structure. So we're going to be informed by the decision from the lowest to the highest coming up. So along the line, if one first phase, if one first phase make any mistake and everything, it will be corrected at the second phase. So let's say from the district level and constituency level as it were before, then get any issue. By the time they reach at the regional level, we'll not rectify them. If you not rectify the way it can at the national level, it will be rectified before you reach at the final stage.
Making the fee free for women them now one thing, but also, and you also been mentioned earlier say una they ensure say una go by the PPRC Act we space go for day from neck for ensure say every 3 nominations there is a woman. You say one woman. You say una they ensure so una do one, but also waiting at the thing una put for vets for no the kind woman them where they come at the list and not be no more because of in gender because a woman una say. Now, come on board.
That's why we have said let everybody apply. The way they apply, they attach your CV. So when you attach your CV, we start from the process. Then waiting with man called Dex Research. We don't basically know say you know this person. Then the additional we even say submit a police clearance. That tells us your record. Then from there again, the community where they come up from, they say get your assessment what they do. That's why they'll be subjected to the process as well. So the community you come up from, you get section, you get chiefdom, you get constituency, you get district, you get region. All the one they are, however it be now, if you don't do in the landscape, you don't do in this country, if anything there about you, it will come to the limelight before reaching the national officer. So it's not just a matter of saying woman is going to be the one them, qualitative woman, the woman will able for represent the people of this country, able for take part. Mind you, we're going to have 30% or more of our parliament, we go for be woman there, we're not going for big decision. And the next parliament go for be a very historic one. Because we're still in the process of constitutional reform. Government we don't do a white paper. And we intend for proceed with that in the second term of President Julius Maada Bio. So the parliament will forget. There will be a very solid parliament, and we hope say they will deliver the car this current parliament here don't do in terms of lawmaking and in terms of put Israel on the map. This parliament here don't get that record there, and we'll continue from that point there.
FM. We go to other issue. Usai over the weekend, one video come out. Usai. The person we want be mayor under the Salon People's Party, Mohamed Gento Kamara, go viral after I go pray in our mosque, Nakisi Road. Inside this video, people say they're not glad with some of the things them where he talk as this gets religious issue and self-tribalism. When Mohamed Gento Kamara inside our exclusive interview with Radio Democracy, producer Michael Sambola say people they misunderstand what he say. He talk more inside this interview.
This whole thing, I feel say people just want to forget political gain and skew 'em. You know, politicians are not sincere in this country. This is the problem. Most of them. Yeah? Then one just for skew and take this thing for let them score political goals. This is a very easy thing. The video and the past weeks, the premise there from the first video we follow to that one day.
So how this connect to politician there for skew gates?
Because me clearly don't say I expect Christian them. Me clearly don't say I am going to appoint a Christian running mate. So how this gets for do with religion, within at the hate. When I started, I said I have respect for Christians. The other side, I don't appoint running mates when I a Christian. Me don't be a Muslim, I go appoint a Christian. Because me they say, for religious tolerance sake, I am going to appoint Christian.
The question where people ask now key point and the pick pan the whole video. Yeah. The first one that you talk about a disadvantage. Disadvantage. When you talk about advantage, is that to the Muslim then or on Christianity or
no, listen. From where I come out with my aspiration, say I want to be mayor. My aspiration, yeah. I said it clearly that I am coming in to break tribalism. For me, we got for break tribalism in this country. And we got for encourage enhance religious tolerance. My mama, my biological mama, we born me. My mama, is there alive. We got great role in my life. Now, ordained reverend. What do I have against Christianity?
But the point where they say Christian them, then they enjoy employment.
No.
Bulk of the unemployment day towards
No,
the Muslims.
that's not what I meant. Okay, let me tell you. Prior to this Muslim mosque Friday prayer, the Muslim them, some elders them can meet me. Say that woman don't appoint a running mate when a Christian person back, like we're in a Christian. So they want let me self-appoint another Muslim as a mayor running mate for the mayoral ticket.
You talk about that woman
I mean, Yvonne.
or the APC aspirant.
Yes. So if they come meet me, say, I tell them, say, no, me no go appoint, you understand, another Muslim. I say, let we not follow them. All what you need for do, let we get religious tolerance. Let me appoint another Christian.
This will be a call from the Muslim people.
Yes, it's like a call. I even get a Christian friend. When I known person, couple of other people always say, Gento, if you want to get advantage, you self appoint Muslim as a running mate. I said, I will not do that. If you look at the first video, the premise there for say, this one don't appoint a running mate when a Christian, when a Creole. You understand, eh? I know the pain. Now, advantage because we the country them, we safe day na this city. Muslim themselves day na this city. We need to encourage and coexist. You know what I mean? If you go and they go for a mayoral seat, and you go appoint another Christian and another Creole, now your choice. You understand? Now your choice. All what I'm saying, it is not fair to us, the country, and to us, the Muslims. That's what I'm saying. And waiting at the talk, now clearly, and I'm sincere about it.
But we talk about the employment of what you be mean. We talk about Muslim them, now they no get employment, and Christian then they won't.
Just use and forget for score political goals where I don't see it that way. This is not the way we politicians then don't use, you understand, for the deceive we and lie per we. You understand? And me, I'm not a politician, I'm a businessman. I'm saying things as they are. When the Muslim people meet me, say, I for appoint another Muslim as running mate, then case of them be the bill is that Muslim, they not get work. You understand? So this is the opportunity. If I appoint another Muslim as my running mate, now other Muslim I don't create job for. What I say to them, no. Then they not go enhance the religious tolerance where we get in this country. The thing we come to the job we make us say, and I emphasize, say, okay, the most Muslim they now, they left mosque, they go to church, with the sex, say, when they go to church, then they get work. Meaning, when I be they talk to the imam, then prior to that, I've made it clear to these people that most of them people, they want to say the imam, then get for, they pray for them, then they get work. Because people in the fish say, when they come on a mosque, they go to church, then they pray for them, then get work. So it's got nothing to do. The advantage what they say, to me, it's advantage for say, we are not being recognized. And they make me case to me, Muslim people, say, Una support me. Una look up to me as Muslim. Me get for choose a Christian running mate. And I've said it in the video in the mosque that I get respect for Christian.
The tonation, the way, the mannerism can a little bit change. Looking at waiting come up from
we don't go and talk Bobo Abuse. Slash no pull press release. Akiso I talk Bobo Abuse. Slash no pull press release. When this thing happen, Slash supposed to be independent body. Therefore don't contact me. I say, Gento, this you speech. You understand? We not like what you say. We want to forget from your side waiting this speech there about. And I believe say Slash make them press release based on the video where they watch. They not watch the full video.
The argument are that the audio very explicit, like it did it, the words then.
Me, now me at talk. Me not hypocrite. And me, I will repeat and say I respect Christianity and I believe in Christianity and they go church.
But before that say create them. This term, do you It will be good now. Now get for left farm for we continue.
Listen, all waiting at they say, you understand? Now for say, let we break tribalism in this country. This position not for the for one tribe alone. For say this position mayor now for one tribe alone, that alone on its own, not tribalism. But then do the other people then? For God's sake, let me be honest with yourself. Let's pull politics out of this whole thing.
You think say this all not politics?
It's politics. It's politics. They don't use for skew things then. When things they happen, then just want to forget them. Look at how they go balance them, how they for make them to their own advantage. Me, nobody know they get me for that.
Well, that's now Mohamed Gento Kamara, one person who will be mayor under the Salon People's Party. They get that exclusive interview there with senior producer Michael Sambola, who say Gento say people they misunderstand what he say, and plenty others one them we talk inside that interview there. We continue with the program. 8:33 at the time from the studio clock, and we still get Umaru Napoleon Koroma inside the program. We can talk, continue for talk about the next conference where they just come out, but let we go for this short break.
Use cement when a superior quality. Cement where they give you value for your money. Cement where they settle you wahala where you can get pan cement business. Cement where they show you the strangeness usai in matter. Cement where meets international standard. And that's na Dangote 42.5R grade 3 export land limestone cement. When a good quality and best cement na the country. You know see when me building Timap Ticket and Tranga, Dangote 42.5R grade cement na the highest grade pan cement where you know the fan no side for buying na the country. No say you deserve the best quality grade cement. Where then test and confirm say na the best. No make them tell you. No settle for less. Buy Dangote 42.5R grade cement for pull yourself pan kotat, losses and wahala. Dangote 42.5R grade cement na the best among the rest.
All right, welcome back from the break. The program is still listening to now Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. Well, we come back to Umaru Napoleon Koroma, the Secretary General for the Salon People's Party, SLPP. As they are this morning, they talk about waiting come out now the National Executive Council meeting where happened over the weekend. Well, before we take that short commercial break, we'll be listening to an interview from the person where they contest for being mayor under the Salon People's Party, SLPP. Who say over the weekend we see a video from Komosa Bingo pray. Now one of the most them and be make statements them way majority people na the public not been go down well with them, and we just ready to in response we make inside that interview there with Michael Sambola. As from in response, he say no they make apologies because in belief say it talk within the inside in heart. How the SLPP make take the statements them we Gento make another video there.
Thank you very much. To start with, I must say, Gento is a very fine gentleman. He's a devout Muslim, I know, married to a Christian woman. So, like I said in the interview, my man a pastor, so which means he respects both religion. And we've been very, very more religious, tolerant in this country all the life. No, as you don't know, I've been a Muslim, I'm fasting. Before we born me, now this one, I devout Catholic. So, you know, so my man a Muslim, I grew up in Eka, so there is no way we'll go for find a way for, say, we divide into religion and day. But normally in these days, particularly where the political temperature they up, everything with the commoner, everybody, more particularly with the politician there, people will tend to understand that in different perspective. Like he said, he's coming from a business background. They come if maybe even if the contest for mayor of business not to be on political basis, Gento would have come up as a person for stand. It's just that the singer for the other political party decides the SLPP is the best vehicle for use for come up, and who appreciate that very, very much. But in the case he's speaking, he spoke from his heart, he not be intend for create any or make any statement where it could be of any embarrassment to anybody, not the Muslim community, not the Christian community. But with the politician, they would don't put them in the way we want for put them. So for that, whosoever feel offended by a statement we make, we Gento make on that day, the Muslim or Christian, as a party, we tell them, say, it was not intended or not to that be mean, we they try for interpreter. That's not what it meant, and it would never mean that. I will say sorry to the one they if they feel that way. But Mr. Gento spoke from his heart, and like I say, we try for make a case in your explanation. But coming from that, then we see the responses of people at the beginning again. I see the APC party pull press statement. I was like, what? This is laughable or even slight. Most many comments people don't make at this country are we far more terrible and dangerous we nobody never make. I want to ask like yesterday, if they be making a statement with Umaru Kamara go to say they get work in this country if to Konome, come on a Kailo in some places there. Did anybody ever make a statement on that? Did anybody ever talk about that? And now today, based on that statement we make, I just read a fake post from somebody who is an APC supporter. They say, "Una we know the Umaru Kamara win. This country I will tight for una the Southeasterners." Then come on. So we have to be very much, we have to be fair. Yeah. If they don't pull a statement, say, okay, I agree. They say it's not religion, and the rhetoric. Then to me at this stage, here, we have to stop the rhetoric. Enough is enough of Aberdeen. Let's concentrate on the issue. But when you say anything, even a statement, take time, even the year with the break, people that go try for interpret them differently. Yesterday, this what happened at the airport. They are all over social media. They say, "Salute, the airport don't collapse." Come on, is this a country? Where is the patriotism? But Mr. Gento Kamara said to his Muslim people, anybody talking about masjid, who say you go pray in the holy month of Ramadan, you don't intend any harm, you don't need for divide any country, you don't need for put down the way we don't escalate her to the point say he's bringing religiously. I don't see all over the statement they go. So he spoke from his heart, and as a Christian, as a Muslim, we mama and a pastor, and we if not Christian, there is no way you go hate Christians. It's not possible. But if people then feel, say waiting and they don't take out of context, we will say the one the Muslim brothers and the Muslim community, these are the holy month of Ramadan. We understand as a Muslim, if we feel offended, we will forgive them for that and they allow move forward. But it never meant any harm. It never meant for create any friction at this country. Yeah.
You apologize on behalf of the party for the statements we Gento make, but as an individual, we make in statements them say they apologize.
What I said, he didn't say anything wrong.
So why you
voice
apologize?
at the camp, he didn't say anything wrong. I'm talking about the general perception, the way they interpret his statement, where people interpret his statement. And as a political party, we were president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, is a Christian, and the first lady is a Muslim. We then two people there, the vice president is we then two people that don't live and coexist heavenly. And they try for propel and for let make like say that religious friction one for bring in this country. Is what I'm saying. For that perception, it's not about waiting into or waiting. He say, and what he says, he's saying that he spoke from his heart, and he was stating exactly waiting the common high, waiting to happen exactly. And he was not preaching any religious division, and he would never do that because he is a Christian. He's married to a Muslim woman, and he's born and a pastor.
All right. Well, back to the issue we there for. We now the next meeting when I just come out. We see you be don't outline the people that we get different role there for play. Now the elections where they come, but one name where really don't they play now the Salon People's Party, now Ali Kaba, 2018 be now they be the forefront in the affairs of running the affairs of that election day. What's it happen to Ali Kaba?
Dr. Ali Kabade around, you see around, he follow on social media, he's part of the process, he's mobilizing, a mobilizer, a social mobilizer. He believes in the new direction, he believes in President Julius Maada Bio in leadership, he believes President Julius Maada Bio don't lay the foundation for this country and he should be given a second term for go. And because of that, he's been moving right around the country, talking to people about what Julius Maada Bio don't do, what this government don't achieve, and mobilizing them for make sure say Julius Maada Bio get a win with no runoff come June 23.
You don't get any major role for play apart from that.
He's part of the process.
All right.
You are going to see him very, very much active in the process.
All right. You be earlier we start for talk briefly on the manifesto. People are waiting for the day. Will they see a new manifesto from the Salon People's Party, or not the same one, bread and butter? Will they go with?
Definitely, we go for see a new manifesto. Like I say, one of the people with the chairman of the committee, they do a new manifesto, and that new manifesto they in line with President's vision of human capital development. Will be the under 3 cluster of education, agriculture, and health. We now all see, we now living testimony. I believe see this is a holy month of Ramadan. Kafri says you no go deny what President Bill don't do inside in terms of education. So the President don't say come the second term. He's going to pay attention to agriculture. We'll be listening a game changer. When I sit back and wait, President Build with the win, and you see the changes, and you see what we will do in the field of agriculture. But that will have to be presented to the people of this country. The consultations are going on, the discussions are going on, and the writing as well is going on. When we are ready for that, 98 will be invited for make a step for witness.
How that's going to for different from the current manifesto where presidents be in government, they work under when at the new direction? How this one will come different from them?
It's just bringing some of the issues them, we, the part of women, will bring Canada at the forefront. Like I say, agriculture therefore be the key focus and in expanding on it. But everything we don't promise under that manifesto there, in different areas, different cluster there, we don't make attempt for Duam to certain level. Some will not completely achieve them. We don't even go things that we know inside the manifesto, we don't undertake. And certain other things and the way president be promised at the manifesto. But as you look at the governance architecture, as you look at, say, this is what my country need, this is what we need for as a foundation for put this country on the proper tracking. Whether issues that they come up, they try for make sure so we respond to the one and they implement as well. So the one that we don't start for implement already, we'll continue with that and we'll expand on it in a new manifesto for sure. Say this is the way for lead this country for move forward when beyond 2023.
Because I ask how it go different from this current one because if you listen to different statements and way presidents be don't they make it don't complete all what been promised in manifesto and even don't do more. So now that make I want to know waiting at the difference we get for day from this one where presidents say don't complete and a new one where they come.
That's what I'm saying. They're ongoing governance now a process. Yeah. The things and we don't implement under the new manifesto. What we outline when we say we did make sure say we change this story from this point to this point. We started it. And the process, they start everything, they end today. Education not go for end today because you pick it up graduate from university. Other people picking it, they come up. Other picking it, they born every day. They have to continue going to school. So that process they get for continue. So it's about saying the expansion and how you get for continue for provide for that particular area. The health sector not go for end today. You got for continue with the process. So we got for expand on that in the new manifesto for sure. Say, agriculture we don't talk about. We got for give very clear outline how we intend for achieve them, how we intend for go about them. So like I say, it's just the same process going on in terms of the human capital development. When are the foundation stone for the development of any nation of the world. No nation you develop if you don't lead them foundation in there. For over since independence, we'll be having trial and error. Try this quick, come on, try this. So President Bill say, I get a very clear vision. Say, if I educate this nation, I'll have the human resource enough that this country for develop this country or even for export and beyond this point here. If I make sure say the people of this country are healthy, they'll be in a position for move forward. Then if we get agriculture, we are able for food to sell. We're able to get enough for export to get foreign exchange. We're able for move forward. So he has a vision. It's very, very clear about that day and very, very much firm about that one day. And that's what we're going to expand and that's what we're going to push forward in a new manifesto.
This particular team don't go set up for spearhead the campaign with support from other national executive members. Them waiting at the value way they bring come in terms of shaping the different message them we go for the commot, especially this campaign moment where NEC be done declare the campaign dates and we wanna already know going to the campaigns how this particular team going show say wanna shape who that's the talk and waiting in the talk now the different campaign guidance them we wanna go for the gates.
We got the public relations committee we don't set up. It's a committee and everybody within that committee they people who don't in the public space in terms of communication for a very long time and they get for shape the message. We have a very clear message, we have a very serious message. And we get a message for telling people of this country and that message they will take to them. We're not going to concentrate on the rhetorics with the main opposition, the All People's Congress Party for Brinkham. We're going to concentrate on the issues that we believe say get for do with the future of this country. Usually get for believe say going forward from now we will say indeed we met Israelian as this today, this is a different Israelian we have. Those are the issues we are going to concentrate on and that message they go well. We were in Gambia over the weekend. We're in Gambia, and a woman, a former councillor, apparently maybe an officer even get the high level education. But he make a statement where I believe say every meaningful Israeli for understand that. He told President Bill that President Bill, we as far as we're concerned, you don't do things for everybody in this country. He said, because would I educate you picking, you don't do everything for you. So you possibly make you picking land, you don't give you everything you need at this world there. And that's what President Bill has been saying to the people. That I came in as president, I promise now and have delivered to now. Why? Because if I'm educating your kids today, those are the kids tomorrow that are going to come back to those villages and build the houses. Those are the kids that will take you to Mecca, the Hajj then for Tonde. These are the kids that will take you for medical abroad and everything, just as I am today. And I even tell somebody, say, I wish I'd be born, now they born me, or President B was my president when I be the go school. My poor mother with 8 kids, we were able to maintain 3 of in our school because of school fees. All of us would have been educated today. But thank God, I'm here today and she's okay. So that's what is important for us, and that's the message we are giving to the people of this country for them to understand.
The message are very important in anything we do. And we wanna go to Cambia, like you say, when I don't get a team, public relations team. But the Salon People's Party also gets a structure where when I get a team also where the publicity sector itself get mandates for, talk on behalf of the party. For going into these elections, is it that the party structure in public relations get for down, not get for talk now? Then that structure, the
structure remain the same. The structure remain the same. In fact, the under the constitution, we only have a public relation officer who's elected by the national delegate. He's the mouthpiece of the party. This is the campaign. Like I said, an ad hoc committee. Them they're all going to exist for the purposes of the campaign. Longest they will take is maybe this is April, May, June 24. Mother Bido win the elections. Those committees are gone. Yeah, so the party structure still continues. So there's an ad hoc committee, and they're going to concentrate on the campaign, and for which the public relations, as an individual, the public relation officer, will also have the opportunity for Kanaya and respond to issues, and go to some other place and respond to issues. But who's going to guide and direct that process for the campaign messaging and everything is going to be the Minister of Information, Mohamed Ramanswari.
Now, Cambia also, we see pictures, videos of people where they cross carpets from, they say them be there, they're in different party them. Now they don't come over to the Salon People's Party. How the party take them people a day?
Well, we welcome them, of course. These are not just ordinary people that will be at the party. These are decision makers and their communities will be there in other political parties where they feel, say, President Bill don't do well for the people of Sierra Leone and Gambia in particular, and they see, say, therefore join for support them because they don't want a halt in the development agenda. No parent no want let the free quality education stop today. Gambia they on rural electrification right now. Nobody know one for do. You give a former councillor, Mr. Jacob, who was a councillor under the APC, where they talk. He said Gambia only gets their own part of Gambia when I talk Kolimba. They only see the benefit of this country of any development with SLPP in power. And he gave instances, several instances, and even explained. So we have Technical Vocational Institute now. We get solar system the road. We get pipe-borne water with solar. It's a going on there. We want somebody for carry fast and if we say no, we can only continue for move from that point there. So we are happy to come and assist President beyond Australia for make sure he is re-elected as President of the Republic of Australia. So those are not ordinary people. Those are councillors, executive members, and that's why we welcome them. In terms of the ordinary members, where they come in thousands and droves, where they come, those are supporters. We welcome them, and we can just send message to them. But when they come of authority, they say they are cross-carpeting, worthy for them we make let the public know, and worthy for them we welcome them and make sure so we appreciate them.
Why the party choose Gambia in particular for Olunane committee?
SLPP, like a national party, we always move around. We had neck meeting in Port Loko, we don't get neck meeting at Kenima, we don't get neck meeting at Gambia, we don't get national delegate conference at Makeni, we don't get at Freetown, we don't get at Abo, we don't get at Kenima. So it goes on. Last year in 2008, will be the appoint with same committee like this. At some time in 2008, we did it in Port Loko in the Northeast. So the Northeast is our lucky star. And we came from there in opposition and defeated the APC. So we are launching it back again, Gambia in the Northeast again, for can defeat the APC, this time around by 70%.
Waiting our President's bill a message, we don't see it on the go round, the provinces within team, and like we all don't know now, we be the Gambia over the weekend. Waiting a key message to the people that we can go meet.
Well, Gambia, of course, now as leader of a party, go perform party function, but the other worker then, like state function, we don't perform, going around for monitor and supervise projects. Then we don't go ahead for let them implement, and in the process also launching, like the 8 ferry crossing point they will get at this country areas they don't get. We don't use ferry from creation. We don't say now what come they make bridge then. 4 of them we don't approve. One of them are the Manoa ferry. In the process of passing by, we stopped by in a Manoa ferry in which you launch them. And the people are very, very much emotional. They say, even the colonial master, they with man the way they can rule. They never dream for do this way, and they can do it. And I know more than the only possible for do. I don't can wait farm. So we get several other areas there. So as they move around, they tell the people there. It's like I came, I told you I was going to reposition the Sierra Leone, like the map. I'm going to make Sierra Leone a better place. Which is why today, when I say education, I do want to the best of my ability that I see today in the Council with the United Nations Security Secretary General the United Nations Secretary General in the Global Council of Education. When they're ready for choose, who are the best minister for education, they choose a minister I appointed for make sure say I'm doing well. Today, Israel is more respected when you go. Wow. Hey, Mabel. God bless you. Maybe I want to bring me kind of about talk.
No, I just asked Sierra Leone a better place right now.
Oh, I feel like a better place for story. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm proud for say that day. I'm proud for you. Get the interview there. When I say 98.1, we people they go interview. The one way one man say I don't go 2 years ago. I fly out of an airport 2 years ago. The one I fly into now, if I better that would be fly for. Right. Is that not an indication?
Many thanks.
Not just do it chance no more. You will see it.
Many thanks, gentlemen. When the campaign time then reach, then we can.
Thank you very much. Bring me Kalo car. We get issues there. Bring me Kalo sit down with APC. Law argue and discuss the issues.
And not necessarily go for APC, but to go for the discuss the issues when the time comes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us in the studio this morning.
All
That's
right.
Umaru Napoleon Koroma, the Secretary General for the Sierra Leone People's Party SLPP. Been here this morning. They talk about waiting come out at the National Executive Council meeting where the SLPP will all over the weekend.